Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I am Maylene, a citizen of the Dominion of Canada, a country that recognizes the monarch of the United Kingdom as our own. We get sued by the monarch when we break the traffic laws, we keep their faces on our cash, and we were created from the migration of loyalists who were against the separation of America from the Great Empire. So, despite my lack of a British accent, I am extremely excited to see the coronation on May 6th, as this will be the most exciting transition. Ascending to the throne at 74 years old, King Charles III will be anointed by the grace of God of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and of his other realms and territories, King, head of the Commonwealth, defender of the faith. For his coronation, the dress code will be pared back as we are entering uncertain times politically and in society. Many people have struggled with unemployment, disease, and potent addictions. It is perfectly reasonable to take this measure. King Charles III had an unusually long period as the Prince of Wales due to the longevity of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. In this time, he was allowed to take some liberties that a monarch cannot normally do, such as have an opinion and speak up for what he believes in. I am not a defender of King Charles III by saying that the reaction to him was vitriolic due to his ugliness. A love triangle centered around Brad Pitt didn't see him as such a villain. Also, a lot of the criticisms are related to his love life, almost entirely excluding the work he does for the country and the monarchy. Since I can do nothing to change the past or understand the story any better, what I would like to do is take stock of the changing face of England as the next generation finally takes on the highest role. As Prince of Wales, Charles was always interested in sustainable and organic things. He was interested in the topic before it became a fad, making him even more of a black sheep in his family. From character assessments of those around him, Charles was a brainy, quiet, and romantic type of person. Interested in theater, books, and learning, he was the opposite of his Olympian for a sister, Princess Anne. Speaking recently in an interview, Charles doesn't see himself as a fashionista. His sartorial style is solid, having been brought up by his father, Prince Philip, one of the biggest perfectionists in style. What he does differently, possibly to his father's chagrin, is the pop of color. In every outfit, he has an undeniable spark of identity, bright patterns, accessories, and the famous Prince of Wales double-breasted jacket. The double-breasted jacket was popularized by his predecessor, Edward, a rock star of his day, and one who abdicated to marry the twice-divorced Wallis Simpson. Charles's suits are perfectly tailored, obviously, as he patronizes the local British designers. Many of his tailored suits come from Anderson and Shepherd. His sleek shirts come from Turnbull and Asser. Another of his symbols of fashion are in his Highland fashion, rocking Balmoral tartan and kilts. Charles is also someone who is often pictured in outerwear from Barbour. Sustainability. Charles mentions in the same interview about the life cycle of his clothing. He would rather mend the clothes and keep wearing it unless they simply do not fit anymore. Preferring to divert the attention away from his praise, he jokingly speaks of his growing figure as he advances in his senior years. The most stunning statement of all, which is echoed in every article I ever found about Charles's style, is his mention that he feels like a stopped clock. How every 25 years, the fashion cycle comes back around and suddenly he is stylish again. This is certainly true of the double-breasted jacket, which saw a decline and then resurgence in popularity. Meanwhile, Charles never stopped wearing it. The future of fashion, as Charles wishes, is for the British fashion industry to stay alive and strong. He believes it is a misconception that young people in the United Kingdom are not interested in the vocational side of fashion: seamstressing, dressmaking, patterning, tailoring, and textiles. According to a recent poll of fashion students, there was an enormous interest. I, too, wish that the tailors in Savile Row will always remain. It would be a shame to see it relegated to a museum of the past. Charles puts his money where his mouth is as a patron and founder of the Campaign for Wool, which has collaborated with British labels like Johnston of Elgin. According to Josh O'Connor, the actor who portrayed him in The Crown, whenever he gets out of a car, he checks his cufflink, checks his pocket, and then waves. It's the same movement every time. Here is a retrospective of some of his greatest fashion looks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe give my other videos a shot. Have a great day.